Indian clubs, exercise combination 2. One of my personal favourites about Indian clubs is that you can combine different exercises into a choreographed routine. Following the recent video I made on Indian club stance, I decided to take this further. This was prompted by seeing some drawings from early publications where the illustrator had shown the club swinger performing a lunge with one foot forward, leg bent at the knee and the other back in a T position. One club to the front and one to the back at shoulder height. This made me think that it would be interesting to imagine what the rest of the routine would have been like if videos were around 150 years ago. After some experimenting, I chose 4 exercises, which are shown performed in this video, with one exercise leading into the next without stopping. The aim is to make the transitions as smooth as possible, maintaining balance whilst changing foot positions and swinging the clubs at the same time. So now you're looking at a swipe, inward circle, outward circle, swipe, parallel mill, inward mill, outward mill, parallel mill, swipe, and so on. Now let's focus on the feet. Formal position, T position, formal position, informal position, so looking at the feet positions, informal stance, formal stance, T stance with the right foot to the back, formal stance, T stance with the left foot to the back and from the side, T stance with the right foot to the back, formal stance, T stance with the left foot to the back, formal stance. Individual exercises. When you swing the club, your palm should be upward at the front, then turning your wrist palm downward as the club drops. Step back and do an inward full arm circle, followed immediately by an outward circle. And from the side, inward full arm circle, outward full arm circle. 2 club full arm circles. You will find after you have done the first inward circle, the clubs go out of sync with an alternate swinging action. Continue to perform the outward circle and the clubs will go back into sync. Stance focus. Formal stance, T stance right leg back, formal stance, T stance left leg back, formal stance. Swipes. Swipes are performed with your feet in the formal stance. Make sure that when the clubs descend over your shoulders, you allow them to go down as far as possible for a full triceps extension. Looking from the side, cast the clubs forward, extending your arms in front of you. Bend your knees as the clubs travel to the back. As the clubs change direction, straighten your legs, propelling the clubs up towards your shoulders. Continue the movement, dropping the club over your shoulders. The club should not hit your back. The correct position is directly behind your armpits. When you pick your clubs up, you should be in the formal stance, and you pick up palms outward. Then adjust your feet according to what you're about to do. Parallel mills. Parallel mills requires both arms to work in unison. with one arm performing an inward mill and the other an outward mill. You need to learn how to do parallel mills in both directions as shown in this video. Alternate front pendulum mills. This is a brain teaser for your coordination. To start with, the right arm is doing outward mills and the left inward mills. You have to work on your rhythm to make sure that the clubs are always in sync, then reverse and repeat in the opposite direction. Indian Clubs Exercise Combination 2, the full routine. Using British military style clubs number 3, which weigh in at 1.7 kilograms each. Regarding breathing, I use the principle that I exhale when the clubs are down, when the rib cage is contracted, and inhale when my arms are up, which means that the lungs can expand unrestricted. Please note that this routine should be performed with a club weight that suits you personally. You can make it tougher by using a heavier club as you improve. I used a 4 kilogram club at the beginning of this video and a 1.7 kilogram club for demonstration purposes. As a final word, you can practice each of the exercises separately at first. Then start putting them together and building up the routine. I have to say at this point that it took me about 4 weeks of practice to remember all the sequences and foot positions. I look forward and welcome any comments or questions that you may have. Thanks for watching Indian Clubs Exercise Combination 2.